Okay, so what's up? I don't think I did this video on my channel yet. Aries and Gemini relationships. Now, the person that requested this requested that I do, I think it was Aries female and Gemini male. But I'm going to kind of just like put it all together. All right. Aries, Gemini. Okay. So honestly, off top, you have compatible energy here. You know, Gemini is air, Aries fire. Compatible. You know, you take a fire, you set it inside of like a out where there's air moving. The air stimulates the fire. The air grows that fire bigger. So actually these two together could be very encouraging to each other. You know, Geminis can actually motivate Aries, or you know, Geminis can give Aries like that reassurance, like the confidence. You know, they can compliment Aries and pay Aries attention, things of that nature, because Geminis are not necessarily really looking for attention like that. And Geminis are about their family a lot of times. So they'll make Aries, they'll do what Aries needs. Like if Aries needs some type of assistance so they can fall back, Gemini is going to come through and make sure everything's good. Even if they are detached, all right, they'll still make sure that everything's good with the Aries. Aries are not over emotional. So Aries are going to be okay with the fact that Geminis are not really trying to, you know, Geminis want their independence and kind of want to be to themselves sometimes, be in their head. Aries is going to be like, okay, fine. You want to be in your head? All right. Because I have some other interests over here too. Aries will be involved in something all freaking day. Like going from one thing to the next and just having their time occupied. So they are able to give each other that space that they both look for. All right. I don't think that's necessary that Aries looks for space like that in the same way that Geminis do. Aries just likes to keep busy. Aries want what they want and they'll go after it. They don't got time to be babysitting nobody. They don't want nobody babysitting them. Gemini is cool with this because Gemini is like, okay, you over there, you know what I'm saying? You doing your thing. Like, let me do my thing. You know, I'm going to, like, I want to be to myself, or I'm going to go out and kick it or whatever, you know. They could be like little tag team partners. Hey, Aries says, Jim, you know what I'm saying? Come over here and like, hop on the bike with me. You know, let's run to the store, you know. We got a family gathering we got to put together. You think you can hook this up? I told them that I'm going to cook. The Aries says, I told them I'm going to cook and prepare things, but you think you can do it? The Gemini is like, oh my God, like here we go once again. Okay, fine. I'll do it. Okay. Until you start coming into that problem where Aries is like, man, I want something done now. The Gemini is in that mood. Then switched over to the twin, and now the Gemini is like, I don't feel like doing it right now. I don't feel like talking right now. I don't feel like going nowhere or playing nothing right now. You know, I'm doing my thing. I do it when I feel like it. And the Aries starts to feel like, well, no, you know, what you're doing is not really important, because the Aries is going to feel like what they're doing, what they need, how things that happen at the time is what's important. And the Geminis is going to be rebellious and do what they want to do anyways. The Geminis can go from giving the Aries attention, meeting their needs, to just straight up ignoring them. Like, no. Because what's happening is the Geminis is saying, no, I am going to do things like when I want to do them, when I feel like doing them. And I don't feel like doing it right now. They could get to that point, you know. And they could go tick for tack with the Aries. The Aries is going to feel like, okay, see, you're being petty now. You see what I'm saying? See, Aries will get mad at you. Aries will lose their temper and argue. But then they want to be over that. And the Geminis could still be in the mode of, nah, I'm like, you know, bringing up what was said, or seem like they're getting back or pointing out every little thing that the Aries did or said, or just the way that their attitude is, the way they're acting the next day or next 2 days. And the Aries really doesn't like that, because the Aries feels like, man, whatever happened should be over. Like, I'm done with it. You should move on. And the Gemini is kind of like, okay. The good thing about it is the Gemini, if it's something where the Gemini's like, okay, it was a freaking little stupid argument or whatever, and fine. She want to talk now, okay, fine. Geminis can be over something quick too. But if they feel like they don't want to be, or they feel like you cross the line, then they're going to be unresponsive. And that could drive Aries insane. I don't really see anything bad. Like these energies are compatible. They're good sexually and all that. It's just that at the end of the day, I feel like where a lot of the conflict arises is from the simple fact that, you know, Geminis can get really, if Geminis is saying certain stuff or being all over the place or not, they decide like, okay, well, I'm not coming through. Like it starts like changing up too much or things of that nature when Aries tries to come in and get you to do things or needs you for something, whatever the case may be. And it's like Aries feel like they got to step in and do it, or they feel like they can't rely on you or depend on you. It really starts getting their flame growing bigger and bigger. And we all seen the way a fire looks, right? When it gets really out of control, like when it's burning and it's burning and it's burning. And like the air keeps fanning it, you know, like slapping it around and fanning it and like fueling it. It's like the Aries gets angrier, and just annoyed and impatient with Geminis at times. You know, and Geminis is still sitting there saying, like, Aries don't like when somebody is kind of like lipping off back to back with them, you know, because Aries is kind of like this, like, when I say it goes. I'm going to tell you, Geminis, what Geminis does not like if they go to have a conversation with you or they're talking to you, sometimes when you're talking to an Aries, it's hard to talk to an Aries because an Aries will sit there and tell you, either be dismissive of something you're saying, or it's like you're constantly having an argument with them. You could be saying the same thing as the Aries in communication, but the Aries will either say it back to you like you didn't just say what you just said, or either it's almost like they're dismissive of what you said. You get what I'm saying? That is annoying to a Gemini because Geminis like to be able to have conversations, sensible conversation. They don't want it to be something to where it's either going to be sensible conversation or a debate, a healthy debate with some type of, you know, organization to it. You know, you got to be making a point. Not just an argument for argument's sake. Okay? That will annoy a Gemini, especially probably a Gemini male. See, an Aries woman, or just because the person asked for the Aries woman and Gemini male. So the Aries woman knows how to take leadership when they need to. Gemini man is fine with that. But when it starts getting like, it's to the borderline to where it's like, okay, well, you're bossing me around, the Gemini male is going to not really succumb to that easily. And they're going to want to know, like, okay, well then what are you telling me? What are you telling me to do this for? Like, what is this about? And the moment you blow up and you can't really tell him what's about, then he shuts down. Okay. And Aries feel like impatient or annoyed. I want to use the word annoyed. Whenever they feel as if you know everything, it's like, okay, what are you taking time to think about? It's like, shouldn't you know what you want? You should know what you want. And even if the Aries don't know what they want, they feel like you should know what you want still. You know. And they feel like you should be direct about that. And they feel like that's what you should be about. Because let's be real. Even though Aries get angry and get over it, Aries is pretty much knows what they want to be about. You get what I'm saying? It's not, I don't really see Aries as being wishy-washy. People will say that they are, because they could get angry and blow up on you, and then they could get over their anger. But no, they pretty much, Aries can stay on track even if it's like they're not full on with it. Because see, what happened is Aries will get full on with something and they'll try to go on 10, and then they don't really want to do it. They don't really want to complete it. They need like a partner or somebody to come in and complete it. But at the same time, or they'll help them complete it. But at the same time, they're going to want to make sure that it gets done. So they turn into that general mode. Gemini shut down. You see what I'm saying? Aries is like, it ain't nothing to talk about. You ain't got, just do it. Just do what you're supposed to do. You know. And I think at the end of the day, like if this is an Aries male, when it comes to a Gemini female, the Aries male is going to find it absurd that they cannot like grasp the Gemini female. It's interesting. A lot of times the Gemini female is interested in them and it captures their attention, and they like that. They like when something is capturing their attention, but at the same time, they're not getting bored. But for them, sometimes the Gemini woman can be too much to try to catch, because it's like, man, I'm trying to catch you, and then I don't know for sure though if I got you. At the end of the day, the Aries will only do that but so long, because the Aries is kind of going to be like, okay, well, shoot, this is fun and all. There's different variations to her. Like, it's attractive, but at the same time, like, it's no fun if they can't really have the upper hand on the situation. Because remember, they got to be that general. They got to be the general. They don't want to, I don't think Aries want to boss you around. Aries, this is why I can't really find much to say about this, because Aries doesn't necessarily want to boss you around. Aries does want to be able to lead when they don't, like when they need to fall back. They want to make sure, like, okay, look, at the end of the day, I can't take my attention off of her enough. Aries want to be like, yeah, I want you to keep me interested, but only to the point of where, like, I can kind of just back up, you know, and kind of go do this over here. Not to where I gotta keep trying to figure you out. Like, no. And a Gemini's woman is really kind of just like, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to invest it all when it comes to you just yet. You know, because she want to have her independence. But really what's playing out is that air fire thing. You know, you get the Aries guy all revved, or the Aries energy all revved up sometimes. But other than that, they are pretty compatible. The Aries woman, or like the Aries energy, is not going to try to control Gemini. Gemini is not going to feel like it wants to trap the Aries in. They both got enough interest, varied interest, to keep each other interested. They could be like buddies, like, you know, you go out and do your thing, and it's just that one is going to be more about action, the other one is going to be more in the mental space. But one could be about action and communication, the other could be about mental and communication. You get what I'm saying? Like, but still, that's enough. The action and the mental is enough to irritate each other, because Aries is like, okay, you could be in the mental, but when I want something done, I need something done, or I need you to respond, I need you to respond. And Gemini's like, okay, you could be in the action, but when I ain't trying to be about that action, and when I'm trying to just come off and be to myself and be in my head, then you need to back up and understand that I need for you to wait. You know, you need to have patience. But other than that, I feel like it's a pretty good match. All right, so comment below and then let me know what you think or you felt about this video. All right, till next time, it's me, Butterfly to the Light. I'll be back. Peace.